Eibach says these 2.0 coilovers for 2014 to 2018 GM half-ton trucks can be adjusted as high as 4 inches of lift. If that sounds crazy to you, well, it's because it is. So we had to get a truck in, you had to get these coilovers in to test them to see if they actually work at 4 inches of lift. I'm Sean Bowman, we're in the Shock Surplus shop, so let's talk some shocks. So why does the actual ride height of the coilover matter? Where you adjust it matter? Well, when you're adjusting your coilovers for more lift, you are extending them further within their set travel range. They're not gaining any length. They're not gaining any total travel. You're just basically moving the split. So if, let's say, you have 10 inches of total travel and at stock height, it's 5 inches of up or bump, or 5 inches of droop or down travel. If you go up 2 inches of lift, now you have 7 inches of bump travel and 3 inches of droop. If you have insufficient amount of droop travel, it is very easy for your suspension to top out, which is basically bottoming out in the opposite direction and generally being harsh on rebound. Even if you have the best shocks out there, which these Eibachs are pretty good, if you don't have the travel to control the energy, well, brother, it's going to ride like garbage, which is why we think 4 inches is pretty crazy. We generally find on at least most independent suspension setups, you want at least 3 inches of droop travel at the wheel to retain a fairly decent ride. And well, 4 inches is a lot of lift, so we're fairly worried about how we're going to have any droop travel at those heights. So to start off, we're going to install these coilovers at their out-of-the-box settings. Most brands set their coilovers where they think they're going to work the best, and we're going to give it a try, and then we're going to get crazy and pump them all the way up to 4 inches and see if they ride like garbage. Now, I've already taken some measurements, and based on motion ratio, these Eibachs should be netting you close to, if not 3 inches more extension or droop travel. This means theoretically we should be able to get to close to 3 inches of lift without any loss in droop travel, at least over stock. But we'll see if that actually turns out to net us a decent ride. Okay guys, these coilovers are on and we're at the out-of-the-box settings. Like I was kind of mentioning earlier, most brands set their coilovers up out of the box where they think they're going to perform the best and give the best compromise between up and down travel. We ended up at exactly 2 inches of lift. I mean, to the 10th. And I can tell you right now, it feels pretty good, but I'm going to take you on a little ride and drive so you can get a feel with me. Immediately, obviously being these are Eibachs, the ride is great. At this 2-inch lift setting, I haven't noticed much top out going over the speed bump. I do get a little bit when I hit them at the wrong speed. We're still on the stock arms with the droop stop still in place, so I think that is part of the issue. These Eibachs seem to have about 1 inch more travel in them before the droop or after the droop stops engage, but at this 2-inch height with stock arms and everything like that, it feels very, very, very good. I can still feel a little bit of these little harder, more square edge, smaller hits, but overall, very, very, very good, very smooth, and I think a very good compromise. Ultimately, I think if this was my truck, I would probably leave them at the out-of-the-box settings, and actually that's what this owner is gonna do. To kind of give you guys a more accurate representation of that travel range, we do gotta use all of the travel, so I'm gonna hit our little driveway here just to show you guys how they do, and I gotta say, it's not bad. So I'm gonna roll into it. We're going about 15, and no big deal. Now, we did top out at the end there, but it was not super harsh. And if I carry a little speed over the speed bump, there's no top out to worry about, and certainly no bottom out either. So at this 2-inch lift setting, they feel great, but we're going to be pushing them up to 4. And luckily, since these Eibachs are a threaded steel body, they use a slip ring or a slip washer between the spring and the adjustment collar. We'll be able to make these adjustments without pulling them off, without putting them on a spring compressor. We'll just have to put it on jack stands because either me or Ramon are strong enough to lift the vehicle by the corner by hand. All right, guys, we are all the way up at 4 inches of lift, which required us to max out preload to the 76 millimeters Eibach recommends be your maximum. So we're giving it a try, and I don't really have high hopes just after pulling it out. So we're gonna start on this speed bump. Okay, we started off slow. We're gonna go a little faster to see if we can generate any top out. Right now it's actually feeling really smooth over this stuff, but we're about to hit a real bump, so let's see. You know, it immediately goes to top out. That was immediately instant top out, but we have the rear at stock height right now, so there's not as much load over the front. I think if you did like 2 inches of lift in the back, it could actually be drivable. These Eibach Stage 2R PTR rear reservoir shocks are really only meant for 1.5, but travel-wise, I think they could still live with 2. I'm just gonna roll out onto the actual street here, kind of see how they feel. Handling's good. We're not doing it. There's no weird stuff going on. I'm gonna take this corner, hit this bump at the same time to see if anything happens. No. So the front end does feel a little bit firmer, but I think most of that can be attributed to the fact that we have significantly less load over it. The front is a lot taller than the rear right now. We got a Carolina squat, so that means there's less load over the front. Now the rear feels great though. I'm gonna hit our big old driveway. I'm a little scared, so we're gonna do 10 instead of 15. Yep. That's a big old top out. That was a big old top out, but honestly, not terrible. I think if this was my truck, I might not run it this high, but it's not terribly undrivable. And like I said, if we did lift the rear, I think it would be better. You know, this is really surprising me. I've driven a lot of setups that top out more with less lift than this, so that's not bad. But their final real test here is I'm gonna drop off this driveway, which is all droop travel. It's almost like driving straight off a ledge. Okay, so it immediately goes to topping out. But again, I think if there's more load over the front, it wouldn't be terrible. And just driving around on the street and stuff like that, it's not bad. We lost, let's say, 5 miles an hour over basically every obstacle, but it's still better than stock. So I'll call this a careful win. We were gonna try dropping it just to see what the maximum setting we would recommend it would be, but I think you could probably live with this 4-inch lift. Ultimately, if it was my truck, I would probably leave it at the out-of-the-box 2-inch lift setting unless I was lifting the rear, at which point I think I could probably live with pushing it up to 3 inches, and that would be a good compromise. As we talked about, you would have the same amount of droop travel as stock at 3 inches of lift with these, or at least close to it. So I think that is really the ideal compromise, that 2 to maybe 3 or 3.5 if you really had to push it. 4 is a little much, but it's not terrible. So if you're interested in these Eibachs and you want to get all this crazy lift, or you got questions about them, of course, make sure to hop on shocksurplus.com, shoot us an email, hit us a live chat, give us a call, and we'll get you dialed in. You can also leave a comment below. And, well, if there's something else you want to see, hit that comment section as well. In the meantime, make sure you're like, subscribe, you hit that bell icon so you're notified of the next episode of Shock Talk. But in the meantime, we'll see you out on the trails.